Hello, I am Vivek and my topic for today is freedom of speech and expression. As we know, being a human we need certain rights and freedom which can enjoy, and also we need someone who will protect, who will safeguard our freedom and our rights. Now here a constitution takes place, our freedom or rights is safeguarded by our constitution. Now the question raised is how constitution safeguards or protects our rights and freedoms. This question can be answered in very simple manner. Our constitution have codes, articles and sections to which every citizen needs to follow, and the judiciary gives the judgment on these basis. Coming to a topic, that is freedom of speech and expressions, our constitution protects our rights of freedom of speech and expression under article 19(1)(a) of Indian Constitution. This article found in part 3rd of Constitution, which enumerates the fundamental rights. Man as rational being desires to do many things, but in a civil society his desires have to be controlled, regulated and reconciled with the exercise of similar desires by other individuals. The guarantee of each of above rights is therefore restricted by constitution in large interest of the community. The right to freedom of speech and expression is subject to limitations imposed under Article 19(2). Public order as a ground of imposing restrictions was added by Constitution, First Amendment Act 1951. Public order is something more than ordinary maintenance of law and order. Public order in the present context is synonymous with public peace, safety and tranquility. Article 19(1)(a) of Indian Constitution says that all citizens have the right to freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of speech and expression means the right to express one's own views, express one's own opinions freely by words, by mouth, writing, printing, pictures and any other mode. It thus includes the expressions of one's ideas through any communicable medium or visible representation, such as gestures, signs and like this. This expression connotes also publications, and the freedom of press is included in this category. Free propagation of ideas is the necessary objective, and this may be done on the platform or through the press. This propagation of ideas is secured by freedom of circulation. Liberty of circulation is essential to that freedom as the liberty of publication. Indeed, without circulation, the publication would be of little value. The freedom of speech and expression includes liberty to propagate not one's views only. It also includes the freedom of speech and expression. It also includes the right to propagate or publish the views of other people. Otherwise, this freedom would not include the freedom of press. Freedom of expression has four broad special purposes to serve. First, it helps an individual to attain self-fulfillment. Second, it assists in the discovery of truth. It strengthens the capacity of an individual in participating in decision making. Fourth, it provides a mechanism by which it would be possible to establish a reasonable balance between stability and social change. Fifth, all the members of society would be able to form their own beliefs and communicate them freely to others. Now, freedom of speech and expression also includes freedom of press. The fundamental right of the freedom of press implicit in the right of freedom of speech and expression. It's essential for the political liberty and proper functioning of democracy. The Freedom Press Commission says that democracy can thrive not only under the vigilant eye of legislature, but also under the care of and guidance of public opinion, and the press is par excellence, the vehicle through which opinion can articulate. Under the American Constitution, Article 19(1)(a) of Indian Constitution does not expressly mention the liberty of the press, but it has been held that liberty of the press is included in the freedom of speech and expression. The editor of press for the manager is merely exercising the right of freedom of expression, and therefore no special mention is necessary of the freedom of press. Freedom of press is the heart of freedom of expression. Freedom of express is the heart of the social and political intercourse. It is the primary duty of the courts to uphold the freedom of press and invalidate all laws of administrative actors which interference with which contrary to constitutional matters mandate. Now, there are also grounds on which restrictions can be imposed. It doesn't mean that the judiciary can impose the restrictions on every human beings who is practicing freedom of speech and expression. There are certain grounds mentioned under the article that the judiciary can impose the restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression. There are 8, I can say, grounds. First is security of state. When the security of state is being hindered by any person's speech, then the freedom of speech and expression can be restricted. Then second is friendly relations with foreign states. When the friendly relations with foreign states is being hindered, when someone is saying something and that is harming, that is infringing the friendly relations with other states, then the courts can impose certain restrictions on that person's of speech and expression. Then public order. When the public order is being harmed by someone's speech and expression, then it can also be harmed. Then decency and morality. Then fifth is contempt of court. When there is contempt of court by someone's speech and expression, then the court can impose certain restrictions on the person's freedom of speech and expression. Then defamation. If person is defaming someone, if the person is saying something wrong to someone, if the person is degrading the reputation of other, then the restrictions can be imposed on that person. Then incitement to an offense. If the person is making someone incite to do something, to do some crime, then this grounds, then this restriction, then this barriers can be imposed on that person. Then second, eighth is sedition. Sedition is mentioned under Article 124A of Indian Constitution, and that means incitement to large number of people against the state. Then the grounds of barriers can be imposed. Now, conclusion, we can say from this article it can be easily concluded that right of freedom of speech and expression is one of the most important fundamental right. It includes circulating one's views by words or in writing or through audio-visual instrumentalities, through advertisements and through any other communication channel. It is also comprises of right to information, freedom of press, etc. Thus, this fundamental right has a vast scope. Thank you.